Hello guys and welcome to Cinema Movie Recaps. Today we're looking at a supernatural, action, horror movie called End of Days. Spoilers alert, watch out and enjoy. On one night in 1979, a priest, Thomas, sees a comet arching over the moon from his room at Vatican. He searches for a manuscript and then rushes over to see the Pope. He tells the Pope that the child, a girl, will be born today and the Pope requires him to send emissaries to all the cities in the world to find the little girl. They are interrupted by a cardinal who insists the girl must be killed. However, the Pope denies his plea and says the girl must be protected. The Pope then tells Thomas to go, find and protect the girl. In New York, a woman gives birth to a girl, which is then taken by a nurse in the basement where other people wait. A man then takes the newborn and puts her on a manuscript laid on a table. A birthmark symbol can be seen on the little girl's arm. A snake is then taken out from a jar and is used in the ritual done by the man on the girl. After the ritual, the girl is taken back to her mother who announces the newborn's name is Christine. 20 years later, on the night of 28th of December 1999, two workers are feeling a sudden earthquake. Explosions start happening and the street goes into chaos while a demon-like, invisible creature ascends from the sewage and flies into the city. The creature then follows a man, a banker, into a restaurant, kills him in the bathroom and possesses his body. He then comes out of the bathroom, kisses a beautiful blonde woman and leaves the restaurant, which then blows up in flames, leaving him unharmed. The next day, the Terminator tries to shoot his CPU, wrong movie. The next day, Jericho, a depressed and alcoholic former police detective, is interrupted by Bobby, his co-worker at a private security company, while trying to end his life. That day, they are assigned to protect the possessed banker. When they arrive at the destination, the priest, Thomas, tries to assassinate the banker but ends up shooting Jericho. The banker is pushed into the car and he flees the scene unharmed, while Jericho is left laying on the street. Fortunately, he is wearing a bulletproof vest, which saves his life. Bobby helps him get up and they get to the chopper! Reach Thomas, who meanwhile has run to the roof of the building. Jericho jumps out of the helicopter but gets stuck on the rope, which leads to the most hilarious chase in history. Right before the Thomas jumps off the building, Jericho catches him. However, the cord that keeps them hanging gets loose and they start falling. Jericho manages to stop the fall, however, the priest ends up on a newspaper stand. Although injured, he gets up and starts running away from Jericho. They end up in the subway, where he yells at Jericho that the 1,000 years has ended and the dark angel is loosed from his prison. However, Jericho shoots him. He then discovers that Thomas is a priest and takes a card from his pocket with an address on it. The shooter is taken to hospital while Detective Marge asks Jericho if he is still drinking because the priest couldn't have talked to him due to him having no tongue. Jericho and Bobby decide to investigate this themselves and head to the priest's apartment where they find his tongue in a jar and messages written all over the walls. They also find a picture with a girl in a jar in the fridge. The girl, Christine, encounters the noodle hair man on the subway who is telling that someone is coming for her, before shattering to pieces disappearing. Christine then gets home and talks to her stepmother about her visions. Meanwhile, while in his apartment, Jericho remembers the priest telling him that the 1,000 years has ended and is looking for more answers in the Bible. Jericho goes to question Father Kovac about Aquinas, but ends up confessing that he doesn't believe in God because his wife and daughter have been killed. The priest leaves without giving him answers, but Jericho follows him into a basement where he sees an old woman tied to the bed, talking in a different language. Not long after, the priest kicks him out telling him he cannot understand what's happening there. The possessed banker, the devil, follows some symbols that lead him to Christine therapist's home where he proceeds in spreading his little demons in his wife and daughter. At the same moment, Christine wakes up from a nightmare and tells her stepmother that now, it felt like he is closer to get her. On 30th of December, crimes committed all over the world by Satanists are presented on the radio, while the devil goes to Thomas' hospital room. Marge, Jericho and Bobby arrive there as well, just to see Thomas crucified on the ceiling and Latin words and Christ in New York carved into Aquinas skin. Jericho and Bobby find out that the text said Christine York, not Christ in New York. But before they get to her, Christine gets attacked by 3 men, the Vatican Knights, who try to kill her. Luckily Jericho and Bobby arrive in time and fight 2 of the men while Christine manages to overpower the 3rd and set herself free. Jericho starts chasing the man away, saves Christine but not before grabbing his necklace. Jericho takes a book from the house and leaves, but waits in a van outside with Bobby, while Christine's stepmother talks to a man at a temple where the devil is waiting for Christine, revealing herself as being part of the satanic cult. Not long after, Jericho goes back in the house to tell Christine that he discovered the meaning of the Vatican Knight's necklace, but Christine has a vision again. She tells Jericho that she has a medical condition, but Jericho tells Christine that he saw it as well. Meanwhile, the devil gets to Christine's apartment, but before going inside, he takes a high-octane leak on the stairs, causing the liquid to reach the van Bobby was in. The devil then throws his cigarette in the liquid, which bursts into flames and blows up the van, killing Bobby. Jericho and Christine try to flee the apartment but are stopped by Christine's stepmother, who is offered a free faceplant by Jericho. He then runs away with Christine. While out on an alley, Marge and a police officer try to stop him, revealing themselves as being part of the cult as well. However, Jericho shoots both of them and saves Christine. The devil follows them and revives Marge. Jericho and Christine run to Father Kovac to look for answers. Finally, the priest tells them about the prophecy and shows Christine a symbol. She immediately recognizes it and shows them the same birthmark symbol on her hand. This urges Father Kovac to tell them that she is the chosen one. The one that will bear the devil's child and unlock the gates of hell. Jericho doesn't believe the priest and leaves, however, Christine chooses to remain in the church. The devil then visits Jericho in his apartment and tells him he can give him back his wife and daughter if he tells him where Christine is. When Jericho refuses, the devil shows him the scene of his family being murdered by 3 men. However, Jericho still refuses and the devil throws him out of the window. Jericho manages to hold on to the window and tricks the devil into helping him. This leads the devil in receiving a high-altitude face plant from Jericho. Bobby then knocks on Jericho's door and offers his help in saving Christine. In the meantime, a corrupt cardinal and the Vatican Knights enter the church where Christine is hiding and try to end her life. But they are stopped by Jericho, who gets there just in time to save her. The devil arrives and enter the church, while Jericho and Christine run away. Bobby comes to get them but leaves Jericho behind to fight with the Satanists, which means he is now part of the cult too. The devil then captures Jericho, crucifies him and leaves with Christine. The next day, on 31st of December, while everyone celebrates New Year's Eve, Jericho is brought inside the church and his wounds are treated by Father Kovac. When he wakes up, he leaves in an instant to save Christine, but not before getting some guns. He finds the temple, which is full of cult members who attend the spreading of the devil's little demons in Christine. Jericho blends in but is spotted by Marge. He shoots her and then starts shooting at the devil. Christine escapes and is held at gunpoint by Jericho as an incentive for the devil to let them leave. The devil brings Bobby to try and convince Jericho to return the girl, but he doesn't succeed in convincing Jericho nor to shoot him, so Bobby gets set on fire by the devil. Jericho shoots a gas pipe, sets the entire temple on fire and flees with Christine. They get to an abandoned tunnel and are cornered by numerous cult members. Jericho shoots down a wall and they manage to escape, almost getting hit by the subway. They board the subway and they run over the devil. Right when Christine thought they have killed him, the devil grabs her by her foot. She starts shooting at him but he manages to enter the subway. Jericho decides to separate the carts to get rid of the devil. He manages to enter the cart, but he sees the devil running towards them, jumping off the train. Jericho shoots him midair and he lands back in the train, which blows up short after. They start running away from the subway but the devil becomes very tired of the banker's blue balls and leaves his body and starts following them. When they get on the streets, they are chased into a church by a crowd of cult members. Jericho tells Christine to go and hide, leaving him waiting for the worst. He takes a glance at the statues in the church and throws away his gun, choosing faith as his main weapon. The devil arrives at the church, causing all the statues to burst into flames. The glass ceiling of the church shatters and all windows break. It reveals itself in its natural form and starts throwing Jericho around the church, possessing his body. Christine happily runs to Jericho, thinking he defeated the devil. But the possessed Jericho puts Christine on the altar and tries to fulfill its prophecy. However, because he chose faith, the real Jericho inside gets stronger, fights the devil and manages to let Christine go. He then impales himself in a sword held by a statue. The New Year countdown reaches 0 and the devil leaves Jericho's body and goes back to hell with an explosion, giving Michael Bay inspiration for all his future movies. In his last moments, Jericho sees his wife and daughter who seem to have come to take him to heaven, after which he peacefully passes away, knowing he did the right thing. The whole world celebrates the arrival of the new year, while Christine mourns the loss of Jericho. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Take care.